There are guys that have been buying houses on West Okoboji, and they bulldoze them to the ground. And then they build a brand new one. And they're doing it for a reason. Because on West Lake, the dirt alone is worth more than the house. So if your budget is $600,000, we need to have an honest conversation about what that will actually buy you up here. Let me just say this straight. If you want a lakefront single family home on West Okoboji for $600,000, pray for a miracle. Because those just don't exist anymore. There are bare lots that are going for more than that. But you can get semi-close if you settle for a place, for example, like on the canals. The Wahpeton Canals are part of the Turtle Lake system, which is technically connected to West Okoboji. They're shallow water channels that run off the lake in the Wahpeton area. All of the canals is a no-wake zone, which is nice for, shore owners, but that brings me to the downfall of the canals. Currently, they are only about 2 to 4 feet deep, and there are a lot of areas that are only a foot deep. That's going to limit you to kayaking and a little john boat. This isn't lakefront on the open lake. You're on a canal. But there is some good news on the canals. Currently, there is an ongoing project called the Save Turtle Lake Project. This is a dredging project currently ongoing, where they're bringing some depth back. The target depth after completion of the project is 8 to 10 feet deep. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm rambling on about this, but I'm rambling on because I believe this will increase properties located on the canals, as it will restore the ability to travel with standard-sized pontoons and boats again out onto the main water of West Boat. And currently, on April 7th of 2026, there's actually a property on Jerdy Lane right now listed at $595. It's about as close as you're going to get to West Okoboji at that price point. But here's the thing. Water frontage on West Okoboji runs anywhere from $18,000 to $38,000 per foot. Per foot. So a modest lot with 50 feet of frontage, you're already looking at $900,000 to $1.8 million just for the land. That's why guys are buying old cabins at $1.5 million and bulldozing them. They're not paying for the house, they're paying for the address. And that's not a bad investment strategy if you have that kind of money. But if your budget is $600,000, West Lake isn't your lake. Not for a lakefront single family home and on the main water. And that's not a bad thing, because what that budget actually gets you somewhere else on this chain of lakes, that's where things get interesting. Big Spirit Lake. Most buyers coming from Des Moines, Omaha, Sioux Falls, don't even put it on their radar. They hear Okoboji and they want Okoboji. And I get that. But here's what I had a client discover firsthand. He came in wanting Westlake, sat right across from me in my office, and we looked at everything that was available in his price range. The cheapest single-family waterfront we could find on West was $1.9 million. So we changed our direction a little bit, and we went and looked at some properties on Big Spirit, and one was at $670K. Actual lake frontage, a real house on the water. They loved it, of course. It was a big house, real lake frontage, a completely different conversation than anything you're finding near West for that number. Now, maybe you're wondering, what about lake access and what's a monthly and yearly fees like between the two? Association fees on Big Spirit typically around $150 to $250 a month. On West Boji, you're looking at anywhere from $350 to $1,000 a month, depending on which association. And if you're considering something like Bridges Bay over on East Boji, that's $6,000 to nearly $12,000 a year in fees alone. That's a car payment every single month. Big Spirit water frontage runs about $6,000 to $11,500 per foot, compared to that $18 to $38 per foot on West. And you start to see why your $600,000 budget goes twice as far. Same chain of lakes, same Iowa Great Lakes experience, very different price per foot. Hey, real quick, if you're doing this research from out of town and trying to figure out which lake actually fits your budget and your lifestyle, I went ahead and put together a free Iowa Great Lakes buyer guide. It breaks down the lakes, the towns, what different price points actually get you, all of it. Links in the description below. All right, let's get back to it. Because there is one thing about Big Spirit I haven't told you yet. And it's the reason some buyers walk away from it. I'm going to be straight with you because, well, that's the whole point of this channel. Big Spirit, it can have a water quality issue every now and then. Some summers the algae blooms get bad, especially close to shore. It turns super green and it's not pretty. I had a listing of Big Spirit not long ago. A neighbor actually put in an offer. Wanted to buy it for her kids. 2 days later, while my clients were out of town, she pulled the offer. The water had turned so green and so bad, she didn't want to buy another property on Big Spirit. In fact, she wanted to sell hers instead. She never ended up selling. She's still there. And last year, the water wasn't bad at all. But that's reality. It can happen. Out from shore, the water is normally fine. But up near the bank, some summers, it gets rough. So why do I still send my buyers out there? Because a lot of families I know, they actually prefer Big Spirit for a completely different reason. It's quieter. It doesn't have the party atmosphere that the Boji lakes carry. West Okoboji and East Okoboji are where the action is. Arnold's Park, Barefoot Bar, boat traffic all weekend. That's the scene. Big Spirit, it's more settled, more residential. It's take the kids or grandkids fishing type of lake. Families who want lake lifestyle without the noise on a Saturday afternoon. Here's the honest summary. West Okoboji is a prestige lake. The price reflects that. Lake frontage at $18,000 to $38,000 a foot. As of April 2026, nothing is listed for less than $1.9 million for a lakefront single-family home on West Okoboji. The Wahpeton Canals can get you technically connected to West Lake for around $600K, but you're on a canal, and currently you will have to settle for cruising around on a kayak. Big Spirit gives you real lake frontage at $6,600 to $11,500 a foot, a quieter atmosphere, and a legitimate shot at water for $600,000 to $700,000. Right now, there are only 3 properties total listed on Big Spirit. Inventory is tight. The area south of Templar on 240th Avenue tends to have something come up each summer in that price range. And that's where I'd be watching. Bottom line, your $600,000 budget is real money in this market. It just needs to be pointed at the right lake. Whether you're looking for lakefront, lake access, or you're just trying to figure out where your family fits in the Iowa Great Lakes area, reach out. You can call or text me directly, book a strategy call, or grab that free buyer's guide. Everything's in the description below. Now that you know how the price per foot breaks down across these 2 lakes, you need to see the comparison between East and West Okoboji. That video is right here.